Haha, I'm live. Hello, everybody. It's Monday Mojo, properly. Here I am at my desk in the new studio. Those of you who've never seen me before, Gemma Crow, jewellery designer, maker, teacher, author. I forget to add that to my list. Yeah, so I'm here. I've moved, as most of you know, and it's taken a while to get set up. This room was actually set up within the first 4 or 5 days, but I couldn't get any internet in here. So hopefully my link is working and I've got a good stream. My computer's being slow and I'm hoping it's the computer, not the internet. So anyway, good morning, Mary. Glad you've joined me. There's 4 of you in. Please say hello so I know you're here. My lovely husband's just brought me a coffee because time ran away with us this morning. We're still learning how to do everything. And we had a particular situation happening that needed both of our brains. There's still a few things like that. Good morning, Nicola. Good morning, Barbara. You finally caught a live, Nicola. Oh, that's good. And it's the first one from the studio as well. But I did a sneaky little one on Saturday because I couldn't wait to tell you that I've actually got internet in here. So as you can see, it's a perfect little nook here. So I'm in the corner of a larger room. It's still a bit untidy. I've got mirrors in here that still got to go up, and some boxes that still need to be moved out. But it's fairly organised. I know where everything is. I can see all of my equipment and tools and materials. They're all like in a row, which is lovely. And then this little corner is so nice because I've got a little fireplace. It's only half a fireplace. It's really strange. I think it's probably shared with next door. So half the fireplace is this side and half the other, but it's got a perfect little nook for my handy drawers, like beading threads and stuff like that you need all the time. Thanks, Nicola. And then I've got behind me is this built-in cupboard, which is ideal. So and it's got lights in, so I can like display a few things in there. And I've got my books all there. And then in the bottom is all my workshop samples. So all the workshop samples are all in there, easy to get to. That's great. And then I put this board up the other day. It's got all my tools on. Let me show you. All my all my easy to grab tools. It's gone a bit dark, hasn't it? So they're all there, look. And a whiteboard so I can make some notes, and a pin board so I can pin my colour wheels. So I feel pretty organised. I've even got my light box just next to me on the table, and then my view out of the window is the church. Isn't that pretty? So there's my view out the window to the church. Such a nice view. So it's to the side of me, but it's lovely. It's really lovely. I do feel very, very lucky. It feels finally sort of proper, like I got a proper workshop. And the idea is that eventually this room can be isolated from the rest of the house. So eventually when there's things like open studios, or I want to do a one-to-one workshop, I can sort of open the front door that leads into this room and have people in to do one-to-ones or view work, or discuss through a commission or things like that. So it's feeling really, really good. Like I finally got a space where I can be professional, which is really nice feeling. So yeah, very good, very excited. It gives you a bit of confidence. It makes you feel like stepping forward. When you've got things organized, you feel like you can take the steps forward that perhaps you've been a bit reluctant to take, either because my studio's a bit of a mess, or it's a bit disorganized, or I haven't got a space where I'm comfortable to have people in, and it sort of puts little limits on you that you don't realize are there until you've got that, and then you realize actually I can do this, and I can have people in, and I can do open studios, and I can display work, and yeah, it feels nice. And freeing, and I feel more ambitious, which is lovely. And you guys are always supporting, so it's lovely to have you on board. And it's nice for me to tell somebody, because Chris obviously hears it every day. I'm going to do this, and I can do that in here, and and he hears it, and he is obviously completely on board with all of my ideas, but actually you guys are the ones that are, know what it's like, and having your support really helps. So thank you, everybody. The studio looks lovely. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Abby. Oh, you found me. Good morning, Nicola. Oh, Nicola, you have got straight very quickly. Well done. Yeah, we've done really well. And we have had some really nice chill times as well. So it's not like we've been like hammering everything. We've had some nice chill. We had a lovely day yesterday. I'll tell you about that. Stunning necklace. Thank you, Abby. Hi, Francis. This is I'm in a pearl mood, actually. I'm thinking actually I'm going to get my pearl box out later and do something pearly. But yeah, this is one that I did a long time ago. It's actually on YouTube. If you look, I do a tutorial on how to make this. Yeah, I mean, they're beautiful pearls, little Keshies, center drilled, so they look like little flowers, but it's a really pretty necklace. Yeah, I know you love pearls, Abby. You don't need to tell me. Yeah. So yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? I mean, I will show you around a little bit. You have to sort of remember that there's still a bit of work to do. That's an empty chest of drawers there, because I've emptied it. That's my bouquet there, waiting for a vase to go in it. I don't know what those bags are on the floor. This looks really untidy. That's jewellery still to sell, sale jewellery that I've found. The box underneath is t-shirt yarn that I'm going to do some projects with. I don't know what yet. Over there, those boxes there are to go to the garage because they're just empty ones that I moved everything in here with. But these are my shelves. And you can see they're all organised. My gemstones, tools, leathers and all that sort of stuff. That bit there is all art materials, which I think we're going to move out to the summer house because I think that's where we will spend time painting because it's so lovely out there. And there's plenty of opportunity to keep it warm in the winter, so that's good. And there's the fireplace. Me and my lovely plant. Oh, look at him, he looks much happier. He really took a battering on the journey here, but he's now staked up and looking quite happy in this room. Actually, it's not too hot, not too cold. There's my light box ready to go, and here's a few projects that I'm thinking, could these be workshops? And here's some things that I've been playing with. So that bit's a bit untidy, isn't it? But that's because I've only just got in here this morning and I sort of dumped it all on Saturday after I did a quick live. It was all a bit chaotic Saturday. And we were trying desperately to get finished so that we could have the afternoon off and actually have the weekend off, and we did. So this is bit, but I had my India delivery from Chalmers, when they went out to India about 8 weeks ago, and I'd forgotten what I'd ordered. So when that arrived, I was so excited. And of course, whilst I was in the shop, there are quiet times where I can just sit. So I thought, right, I'm just going to rosary link. Yeah, it's nice to have the window there, isn't it? It's quite a dark room though. In fact, the whole house is quite dark. The ceilings are low, the windows are quite small, but it's still a bit of natural light, which is nice. But yeah, I got these beautiful lapis, and this tourmaline, isn't that beautiful? Oh, it's so lovely, lovely tourmaline. What else? Peach moonstone, little tiny ones. I went a bit delicate this time, but this is not nice. Peach moonstone. So I was rosary linking the other day, so I've gone, want some nice delicate bracelets. So this is a labradorite, which is unbelievable. Where is it? Where have I put it? I've got to show you. It's so good. My box of goodies. I did buy something amazing. I can't show you because it's a gift for my son, and he might catch this. I doubt it, but he might, so I don't want to show you just in case he does. I got all sorts. But where is my labradorite? Oh, insanely good. Look at that. It's so pretty. Like for Labradorite with such transparency, it's just so sparkly. So I loved that one. And I've got tiger's eye tubes. I've got bigger tubes, smaller tubes. I got this Labradorite eagles, which I'm feeling particularly inspired to work with today because of my experiences yesterday, which were amazing. Hello, Bogner. Oh, yummy! It is yummy, isn't it? So nice. And then I got this, which I absolutely love, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. So this is copper in its sort of host rock, I suppose. I can't remember what it was called. I just knew I loved it and I wanted to wear it. I don't know how yet, but oh yeah, it's a bit of a stunner. So love that. Did you get your blocks of Labradorite? No, I haven't got those yet. Of course, Marie's in China, so I haven't been able to say, hey, where's my blocks of Labradorite? Oh, I got these as well, which I've got a design penciled out for. These Bumblebee Jaspers. Oh, so good. What else? I got some jades, a couple of strands of jade, different sizes. So these are nice. What else? What else? Oh, more Bumblebee Jaspers. I've got a design for that one as well. Oh yeah, wheels of Picasso Jasper, which I love. I wanted more Picasso Jasper, but I just wasn't lucky enough because I love Picasso Jasper. But yes, it was beautiful. I loved opening these. It was like so exciting. It was like having a little gift for all the hard work we've done recently. So it's like, oh yay! I'm so glad I got that. But yeah, this is lovely, isn't it? This eagle. I got a few of these, so I should be doing something. Yeah, Viper is the copper is gorgeous. Yes, I know, it's delicious, isn't it? Guess what? I got Bumblebee Jasper removed from my Etsy shop. What? Okay, I got Bumblebee Jasper removed from my Etsy shop. Why? I know, China stuff's fab. I have done a bit of buying, but I had to just stop watching because I just can't. I haven't got the money. I need to sell some stuff before I can buy anything else. But I did end up lots of the bracelet bars. Oh God! And the day before, a load of other stuff. So yeah, I'm going to have to be working hard to make some of that back. And Chris is such an enabler. He's like, just get it. You will use it. Just get it. I'm like, yeah, but I haven't got any money. Let's sell some stuff. Because we literally put everything, all our money in this, and we have to make some money now. And the shop's not making any money. So so we're going to be pulling out all the stops. But Chris gets his trailer fitted next week or the week after, and he's got all his tools now being delivered. So he's going to look at his first job later today, which is exciting. I will need to win a lottery. Yes. Well, I had to go on the Bugthorpe lottery, but I didn't win anything. So hey ho. Anyway, today, guess what? We can do the pick a demo. So please get your votes in. Numbers 1 to 10. So if you've never done it before, somebody said they've never caught a live before. So just in case, I have a box of little demonstration pieces here. Quick flash. And what you can do is just give me a number 1 to 10. Each box has got a little demo in, and whichever number wins gets the most votes. That's the box I open to demonstrate. So that's how it works. So I've got a 5 for Abby, of course, and a 1 for Bogner. And it would help if I had a piece of paper to write these down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So a 1 for Bogner and a 5 for Abby. A 10 for Barbara. Good morning, Barbara. Any more votes? So yesterday I felt like we were on safari. We went out, a 7 for Nicola. Lucky 7. We went out for the morning. Well, actually, we went out about 11:30. And we're discovering, exploring the local area, and we found it's about 50 minutes away, 40-minute drive away, but beautiful drive. Everywhere you drive is beautiful. It's just fields and fields and fields, and just like patchwork green carpets everywhere. It's just gorgeous. So driving doesn't feel like a hassle like it did in Bristol. So we drove down to somewhere called Bempton Cliffs, which is lovely. It's an RSPB site, protected site, and at the moment there are puffins nesting. So we went to see the puffins, and we saw gannets and razorbills and what's the other little thing? Guillemots. And we saw them all nesting, and I got so close. So I got like from me to the end of this room away, less than that, to a gannet nest, and the gannet was sat on a little chick, and it was pulling apart a fish, and it was just right next to me. It was so amazing. I just sort of veered in towards the edge of the cliff in this one little area and looked, and there it was, just sat there. And they're so big and majestic, and they're so beautiful, the colours. So the colours and the lines actually really inspired me. And also the way their wings fold, they sort of fold in half, and then and the tip, so they kind of fold 3 times. Such a massive wingspan, and it was just really interesting watching them unfold, and the black tip on their wing was just gorgeous. But then they have this really soft yellow head with black graphic lines down their bill. I don't know if you call it a beak or a bill, actually, in a gannet. Graphic lines around that frame, their eyes, so beautiful, and it really inspired me. So the bumblebee jasper actually kind of plays into that black, white, yellow sort of theme. I think that palette keeps coming to me at the moment, that black and yellow, white. So I think I really need to follow my gut with that and do something in that vein. It was absolutely gorgeous, and then puffins are so cute. So I saw puffins for the first time. It was just lovely. Such a nice, beautiful cliffs. A lovely walk. We did, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles or something up and down these cliffs. It was lovely. Willow was a bit of a pain in the bum. She couldn't be off the lead, so she just pulled around everywhere. So she was a bit of a pain, but never mind. And then, but luckily she was allowed to come at least. And then we decided we'd go down and go down to the beach and sort of sit there for a while and enjoy the beach and let Willow have a run. So we went down to a beach called Hanmanby. I think the locals call it Hummanby, but it's Hanmanby. Beautiful beach. It's just absolutely stunning. I'll see if I can show you a photograph. Stunning beach, empty, like hardly anybody on it. Very, very windy yesterday, but the beach was just gorgeous. Let me show you. I took a wonderful picture with the, you can see the reflection of the sky on the sand. So gorgeous. Can you see that? Look at that. It's like being in the tropics. It's so beautiful. Let's see if I can show you one of the cliffs. Oh yeah, that was the storm cloud, because it did rain a bit when we were there. See if I can get you a better one. Oh, there you go. Just look at that. Just a massive, beautiful beach. It's Chris wandering in the waves. The sky was amazing. It was gorgeous. So yeah, a really smashing day, and really nice to get out and explore and sort of see our surroundings a bit better, because obviously we're sort of all stuck in one place. Love this. Yeah, there's some absolutely amazing beaches around here. I know you love Whitby, Abby, but like there are some beautiful beaches, and we've been to a few. Fraysthorpe, that was Hammonby, which was gorgeous. Hammonby Gap, it's called. It was absolutely wonderful. And whilst we were there, we watched, because we were just a few miles from the cliffs that we'd been on, and we watched the gannets as the shoals of fish moved. You could see where they were because the gannets were diving, like, diving into the water. It's like bombs hitting the water. It was amazing. This amazing display of the gannets just, diving in and then emerging. It's a real spectacle. It was lovely. I didn't find any sea glass, but Chris found me a piece of jet. I had it ready to bring in with me. It's in the kitchen, but he found me a piece of jet, a little piece about that big, sort of where the gap is. If you imagine the top of my fingers, just a little piece like that. But he found me a piece of jet, so I might do something with that. I've got a few ideas for that as well. So yeah, that was exciting. And he said to him, "Is that jet?" And I said, "No, that's a black stone." And then he went, "Is this jet?" And I thought, I said, how heavy? He said, "No, it's really light." And I said, "Oh, okay." And I'd look, just actual jet. Amazing. Yeah, I know. So it's not far from, it's just along the coast by about 8-10 miles from Whitby. So it's the right coastline. And there it was. Just looked down, and there was a piece of jet. Go figure. So it was really exciting, but no sea glass. And to be honest, a very, very sheltered beach, because the sort of, not even a rock face, the banks of the beach, so up towards the cliffs, were just clay, just pure clay. So you can see it doesn't get any impact, and you can see the shoreline. It doesn't really come into the bank at all, otherwise it wouldn't be there. So it's a really sheltered beach, very, very fine sand, so fine in fact we just keep finding it everywhere. It's everywhere. I'm coming home and I was like, how is the sand in my hair? Like I didn't lie down. Although Willow did dig, and she was digging frantically because the sand was so soft and fine every time and dry, because the sea doesn't come up that far. So every time she dug, the sand fell in. Oh, she was so frustrated. She went absolutely nuts trying to dig a hole that wouldn't get any bigger. It was perfect, really. It's like a treadmill for digging. It was great. Yeah, you should definitely go, Leslie. It was gorgeous. I mean, I don't know if the puffins and gannets will still be nesting, and that is usually June, July they nest. I can't remember when you're up this way, but yeah, but it was still a beautiful place. But yeah, it was a real treat seeing the puffins, and they're so cute with their little orange feet, and they flap really fast, like they shouldn't be able to fly. They look like penguins just having a go at flying, and so little and cute. Yeah, and then we let her off because we can't really trust her. She's not very well behaved, Willow. She's still very excitable, so we had to wait for the beach to empty of other people and dogs. Which, to be honest, it was so quiet, and then let her off, and then she ran wild. But then she drinks the seawater as well, and then of course that goes straight through her, and that's not very nice. So she's just so daft. So I don't know why she keeps doing it. Just drinks the seawater, so we have to keep a good eye on her. But yeah, it was absolutely lovely day, very relaxing. And then we came home and it was a massive storm. But we sat in the summer house and enjoyed a glass of wine. And I'll show you what then. It was a blessed day. Like it was like a day of saying, okay, things are good, and perhaps the difficult bits are done. So this is the double rainbow. Can you see it at the end of our garden yesterday? Look at that double rainbow. So the garden looks absolutely enormous there. It's a big garden, but it's not as big as that. It's got I put the wide lens on so that I could get the whole rainbow in. But that's our tree at the bottom. And yeah, look at the double rainbow. Isn't that amazing? It was like a blessing. And we saw kestrels yesterday, and a buzzard landed right by the side of the car. It was like a really, one of those days where you just think, oh, everything's going to be good. Not that it's been bad, but it's been difficult, and you think, is it going to work? Is this right? But yeah, it was proper blessed day yesterday. I felt very, very lucky to be here. Yeah, very lucky. It was a great day. So anyway, any more numbers? Oh, Francis got a number 7. You want a number 7 too? What else? Oh, so I've scheduled in some workshops. So if you didn't find my live, my quick live on Saturday, just telling you what was scheduled. On Thursday morning this week, I'm doing a jewellery surgery. So usually I do a whole day, but I thought we'd try it half a day. So I'm doing from 9:30 till 12:30, just an open classroom, basically. So via Zoom. An open 7 for Leslie as well. An open classroom on Thursday morning where you can come, bring your creations. If you've got any problems with any of your designs or any things that you just can't figure out, like how to get a clasp on or how to get this stone to sit in the right way, or what to use with a certain shape, how to use things, or there's a design that you want to create but just can't quite work out how, then it's an ideal morning to come and just pick my brains on a one-to-one basis, where you have the whole group there. You can benefit from each other's questions and answers and each other's knowledge as well. But you can also have me on hand to help problem solve and troubleshoot and show you things sort of, there and then. So it's a really nice morning. So that will be 9:30 to 12:30 on Thursday morning. And that's £10 to join the session. You can send me your problems and questions in advance if you like. You've got something specific, any photographs or drawings or anything like that you've got, you can send to me in advance, and I'll try and prepare a demonstration for you. And then, yes, I've got Milliput on the 10th and 11th. So that's a 2-parter because we need drying time. So we have a morning on the 10th and a morning on the 11th to create the sort of kind of tribal inspired face mask, pendants, and faux bone effect components. So you can create your own sort of components with Milliput that look and resemble bone. And that's a really exciting workshop. We also do some metallic paint effects as well on the second day. And then, but then next Saturday morning, I think is it the 5th? Yes, no, next Thursday morning. So the 5th, that is next week, isn't it? Not this week, yeah. Thursday the 5th, I'll be doing a Stargate pendant, that's what I've called this one. So it's this pendant tutorial. And again, that's 9:30 till 12:30 in the morning. So we cover prong setting and creating the pyramid weave and a woven bail and sort of layered spirals. So that's that one, and that's Thursday the 5th. So there's lots going on. I hope to have no appointment that day. I will come. Yay! Not fair I can't be there, as I'm off to see Guns N' Roses. Abby's down for Milliput. That's impressive. Oh, thanks. That's beautiful, Suta. Thank you, Leslie. Anyway, so there's what I've got going on initially. I haven't had time to schedule in anymore. But if you've got any ideas, let me know and I'll do my best. I'm going to have possibly 2 days a week and that I can do physical workshops. So 2 days, because obviously Chris has got to work as well. We've got to cover the shop. So we're trying to work out between us. So Mondays will usually be my full day in here, because I will do this in the morning, prep work in the afternoon, and then Charmers Gems in the evening. Usually it's not this week or for the next few weeks, but I will usually be doing that. And then on Thursday mornings I'm free to teach, and then possibly every other Saturday morning. So so there'll be a few Saturday mornings I can do. Chris will cover the shop, but we'll find out how our work patterns work and when his work comes in, because obviously he's got to go out and do work, and some of that will be weekends. So leather. I'm keen, Abby. I am keen. It is there in my mind. I just haven't got to it. Right then. So, any more votes? Wire. Yeah, there will be lots of wire. This is when I'm contemplating. I don't know what do you think? I was contemplating doing this bangle as a workshop. See if I can get it. So this is the bangle. It's adjustable. You know, you can put it on and off like that. Covers a few different weaves, setting a cabochon, and then this lovely around the bracelet, around the back sort of look. So if anybody fancies that, 3 for Mary. That is one that sat on my desk going, shall I do that one? So I haven't done a bangle workshop in a while. So yes, that is quite unique. Yes, Nicola, I like this one. I like this setting for the cabochon. It's very versatile as well. So you can use this setting, adapt it for pendants and such like. So you like that one, Mary? Yeah, it's nice. It's nice, isn't it? It's a bit big. I made it a bit big, really, but I'll show you it on. Let's get my scruffy hair bubble off my wrist. Come on, hair bubble, off you go. Move my stretches. Let's take it up a bit higher. There we go. So yeah, it sits quite nicely. Sort of that section sort of frames it. So that's that one. Give me something rock chick. You could do that one. Okay. Oh, good morning, Sylv. How are you, lovely? Right. So, okay. So then this one I shall put in the schedule somewhere. Right then. Right, Sylv, you've got a vote for me. Are you going to vote for a number? Because I'm at that stage now. Number 5 for Sylv. Okay. I'll give you a couple more seconds to vote. And then we're going to get cracking. Look at this. My hair's just completely dropped out. I had it cut the other day. And you know, you get a new hairdresser. Like, I loved my old hairdresser. She was so good. But yeah, so you know, it's not quite how you want it. So I'm just like, oh. But you know, it's got all this scruffy ends off, so it feels a lot better. Right, let's have a look. Okay, I'm calling it box number 7. It is. Oh, there's 2 things in box number 7. Let's have a look. Box number 7. Gizmos. So gizmo coiling and making components. Now, these are great for making beads to add in to your beaded design. So just adding them like spacers almost. They're great for framing cabochons. They create lovely gaps. So if you make them curved, you create lovely gaps that are really good for sort of helping you to secure things into place. Nice even spaces, but they are just nice on their own. And so, yeah, let's have a look at gizmoing, because actually I take it for granted that everybody knows how to gizmo, and I realize that not everybody does, or not everybody's done it before. So there are a few ways you can do gizmos. So gizmos basically, I don't know whether gizmo is the name of the tool. Gizmo wire gizmo tool, I think that's just the name, but basically it's a coil of wire, and you make them. You can cut them into small. You can make the coils and then cut them into smaller sections to make jump rings, which is something that I'm sure most of you have done. But also you can use the coils for in all sorts of ways, and I often use them to elongate a neckline. So if I'm using just like a memory wire, I will cover the memory wire in a gizmo coil. It just makes it a bit more robust, a bit more chunky. And then sometimes I use them as little gizmo coils as spacers in a design. And then coils add a nice decorative detail. Yes, Nicola, I find that difficult too, and it is just sort of just have a go and work it out to go and make it fit. So calculating things is not my strong point, so I tend not to try. I tend just to wing it, just make a length, see how far it goes, and then make sure the next one I do is the same. So the best thing to do is to measure the length of the coil that you've made if you're then going to coil it, so that then you can repeat that. Does that make sense? So you can make two the same so that you've got equal size. But yeah, trying to measure how much wire you need to create one coil is virtually impossible. I'm sure there is some sort of ratio, but it would change depending on the diameter of the tool, the diameter of the mandrel, the thickness of the wire. All those things will impact, and that is not a math equation I'm mentally prepared to do. So I won't do it. Right, what am I looking for? Wire. So I brought over 1 mil and 0.4 mil wire, because that generally covers most things. But in this instance, for gizmos, I like to use a 0.6 usually is my general go-to. In fact, I might have something in this bag without me having to go over to the raid the other areas. What have I got here? 0.6. That's handy. Make longer than you think and make jump rings with the leftover. Yep. With a nice bead, they make pretty earrings. Yeah, they do. You know, just great just to frame an earring, frame a bead as well. There's so many ways you can use your coils once you've made them, and it's one of those things that you can just sit and make up while you're doing something else. So like this is the sort of thing I might do when I'm sat working at the post office, because I can just sit, make a load, and then they're ready for me to use whenever I need them, whether I cut them into jump rings or keep them, you know, as they are, or gizmo the gizmos as you can. Right, so for those of you who haven't come across a gizmo tool before, you generally get something that looks a bit like this. This is the standard gizmo. You can get bigger ones with they've got more holes down, you get more sizes, and they also have a table clamp, which can be really useful. So this is the sort of holder. Then you can see it's got just a piece of metal with 2 holes through. And what happens is these mandrels go through the holes, so they help guide it. And then you use this side to turn, and as you turn, the wire wraps around the mandrel. Okay, so that's basically what it is. And then depending on the kit you buy, you get all these different sizes. So I'm going to make one that's quite small, because I'm going to do a gizmo coil, and then I'm going to gizmo the gizmo coil, so you get these lovely effects. Gizmo the gizmo. Right, so this is the smaller mandrel, and I've got a smaller hole on here that this goes through, just so that it's not loose. That goes in there. And then attaching your wire. So what I think I'll do now is put the camera down onto the desk, so I can give you a better view of what's going on. Right, I'm going to cover the lens so that I don't make you dizzy, okay? Because I have to turn the camera upside down to do this, and it makes everything a little bit distorted. This wire around. Okay, so here we are. So I've got my wire. I'm not going to cut it from the reel. I'm just going to leave it on the reel and let it drop down. And then you pop your wire onto to keep it secure, because we have to secure it, otherwise this will just turn and turn and turn and it won't do anything. So take the wire and wrap it around this handle, so just the end, just a couple of times, And be careful not to leave anything sticking out too much, because that can scratch you as you turn. So just tuck the ends away. Okay, so that's wrapped around now. And then what I do is I push the mandrel in as far as it goes. And then I run this wire down the side of the sort of holder, the bracket then. And then that just keeps the tension. So me holding that wire down there, as I pull that, it creates a bit of tension to pull against, keeping the wire nice and taut. So then I'm going to turn the handle. And as you can see, as I turn, the wire gets fed around the mandrel. Okay, and you just turn the handle and you keep turning. Now, sometimes if you haven't got your tension right, what can happen is this happens. So your wire goes back along the tube. Now, if that happens, you get any overlaps, just hold on to the wire and pull till it undoes. Then push your mandrel back in and hold the wire against the tool again and turn. Okay, and we keep turning. Now, as you get quicker, you can just sort of spin it round with your finger. Now, I tend to try and do as long a length as I possibly can. That goes all the way to the end of the mandrel. Now, this mandrel is quite thin, so it gets a bit wobbly towards the end, but we'll just keep going. Okay, and then I'll show you some other problems that you might encounter as well as you go. So let's just keep going like this. You don't need to hold this too tightly. It's more just to sort of guide it and keep the wire feeding straight. So if I let go of it and let it go, it sort of goes back on itself. So it's best to try and hold the wire down to the side. Bit more. Right, now you can see it will, as this feeds, obviously this end disappears because it's sliding through. So what we'll find is when it gets too long, it comes out and then it's difficult, it won't wind. So I tend to get as much out of it as I can. I tend to squeeze it together so I can get it as long as I possibly can. Okay, and that's about as far as I can go realistically down there. Okay, now removing. This is something that people get stuck with as well. So I'll give you a tip for removing. Sometimes you're really lucky and it slides straight off. But if you've had particularly good tension, then you can find that it gets a bit stuck. So when you cut, just leave a little tail there. That's going to act as a little lever, and the same the other end. So give yourself a little tail each end, just in case it's stuck, because that will really help. So let's bring that wire back. So this is actually sliding off really easily. But if it wasn't, sometimes it gets a bit stuck on, especially the bigger mandrels, and if you're using a thicker gauge wire as well. So my tip here is use these two ends to help release the tension. So this is wound round in a anti-clockwise way. So what we want to do is to loosen it is we push one end in the opposite direction to its winding and the other one in the other direction. And what that does is it just releases the coil slightly, sort of opens it up, and it allows that to slide off really easily. And you can keep going all the way to the end. So it just releases the tension a little bit and allows it to slide off. So if you've ever had problems with that, that's how you fix it. Okay, so now we don't need these ends. We can trim those. We've got this lovely, neat coil. You see 0.6 coils up so nicely. Makes a really nice, looks like a tube. And then, of course, it's very flexible. Now, if you were putting this, you couldn't just put this in a necklace without having something running through the core, because it would pull apart. It would pull and you would those coils would separate. But you can thread it onto a memory wire or something like that, where you've got something going through so that it can't pull apart, and it gives you just, I think it finished, like memory wire can look a little bit bare, can't it? It needs to be covered, but sometimes you don't want to bead all the way round the back of a neckline, particularly with a choker style piece on memory wire. So these are really great just to pop around the back towards the clasp of a memory wire necklace in particular. Okay, right. So now if we want to gizmo this gizmo, so we're going to turn it from that, which is already lovely, into that. This is what we do. So now we want another piece of 0.6 wire, and we're going to thread it through the middle of here. And you can use heavier if you wanted. You could go up a gauge to make it a bit more solid, to maybe a 0.8. Have I got a 0.8 in here? And you know what? Sometimes it's nice to do two-tone as well, so you get a bit of a different colour showing through. Let's see if I've got a 0.8 in here. I have got a 0.8 in here. Let's do this. So 0.8 is a brand new roll. Okay, so same, don't take it off the reel. Let's thread our quill onto that 0.8 wire. Okay, and we'll start the gizmo just the same way. So I'm going to use the same size mandrel. I'm going to wrap around the handle just to keep it secure. And then I'm going to take my little clamp or vise here, and I'm going to start my coil off. So start it off so that you've got, you know, a little coil to start with. You can always trim this down later, but it makes things easier to have something to start with. Good morning, Joe. You're welcome. We're doing box number 7, gizmo coiling. Okay, so now to get started, sometimes it can take a bit of dexterity then holding on, because what happens is as I turn, if I'm not pushing this coil up, it tends to just keep going with the what have I done here? It tends to just keep coiling. So I just just get into a better position again. So I'm offering that up, but if I don't keep the tension pushed up, what it will do is it will just pull the gold wire through. So we have to sort of give it a hand, push the coil in, and really get that tension going, and then turn it. Sometimes you might have to take that first coil round just to get it started, so sort of pull it round to start with. Once it's started, it will go. Okay, sometimes you'll be lucky and it just catches and goes, and other times it takes a while. So let's try this. Now you can see it's just turning for me, so I need to try and push. This is when it's really handy to have this in a vise, because then you can go sort of hands free and use both hands. So let's go. There we go. That's better. Now that should just go now. There we go. So turn, and can you see how that is turning the coil? Come on, camera. Catch up. There you go. You see how that's coiling the coil round? So just keep going. Now, if you decide that's long enough, if you decide that I don't want a coil any longer than that, what you can do is separate them here. So you pull this apart and just trim one of the coils there and pull it off, and then that's that done. Okay, so you can, you know, make your first one and then use them all. I'm going to carry on with the whole thing just to show you the whole process. Okay, and then I might use this in the design later. So carry on till you've finished. You get to the end, and then when you get to the end, you must ensure that you do at least sort of 2 or 3 coils straight onto the mandrel again, because otherwise it won't, it won't hold itself. It needs to be, you need at least 2 or 3 coils at the end to hold everything in place. Okay, so that's your gizmoed gizmo. Looks really nice, doesn't it? And then we can pull this from the mandrel. Or what can sometimes look lovely is if you then take the wire around the outside as well, especially if you've got two-tone. So what we do is just attach in. I'm going to attach in that. So you do a coil on top of the coil that is already existing there. Okay, I'll just pop that right there. So you start the coil off on top of the coil that's there. Now, I tend not to do this on the mandrel. I tend to do this by hand. I get a bit more control that way. So we just keep turning this until this, oh, look, it's come unattached. Right, until this wire sort of tessellates in between the grooves. Let me try and get that. You see it's just sitting in between the grooves. Now, the reason I don't do this on the mandrel is because the tension can sometimes be a bit too much when it's on the mandrel. And then that can make the wire slip in between the coils. And we don't want that. We want them to sit sort of on top. So what I tend to do is just rotate that and sort of guide the wire down onto the coil rather than into it, if you know what I mean. Too much tension and too much will pull it in and it'll sit in between the coils. We just want it to sit on the top. Right, let me see if I can get that to focus. I hold steady. Can you see it just sitting in there? I know it's not focusing very well. Maybe too many light sources. There we go. That's easier to see. Oh, I had it then, didn't I? Yeah. You just get it, and then I slightly move it, and it's gone again. There we go. You see, as I rotate that, how the gold wire is sitting in between the coils. Oh, this is so frustrating. Right, let's see. I do something different with this camera. Let's have a look. So I'm going to take off the autofocus and put there's a lot of jets going over today. It's making me quite nervous considering the news at the moment. Where is my little, there it is, webcam system settings. Let's see if I can change this. Focus, take off auto. Let's see if I can bring it. That's about right, isn't it? Let's apply that. Okay, let's try that. So I'll keep it here. So yeah, so we just take it gently round and it just sits in there. And you're right, yeah, the contrast is London's the same. The gold contrast is lovely. You know, doing the two tones with this really helps highlight, you know, what you're doing, highlight the pattern then. So then, yeah, just finish that off by going over the top. So coiling over the top of your base coil. Okay, that secures it all in place. You see the difference between this one and this one. So, you know, it just, I don't know, it just sort of feels a bit more integral, you know, integrated, solid. Whereas this one, it's got the gaps in, which is also quite nice. But this one's got that lovely, I don't know, it just feels sort of finished, doesn't it? Complete somehow. So let's trim this off and remove it from the mandrel. Okay, and this is when you might find it more tricky to get it off the mandrel when you've got lots of layers on top. And of course, you can gizmo a gizmo. It gets very gizmo-y. So let's pull that off, and then we can trim everything down. Trim it down. Try and keep the same amount of coils on each end. There we go. And there's a component you can pop into a necklace. It'd be nice. It's nice sometimes to have this at the center to sort of suspend a pendant from, you know, if you've got like a particularly chunky pendant and you need something to sort of sit it on. Let's see, like this one, for example. It's quite a nice chunky pendant. It might suit having a chunkier sort of chain or cord or something to sit on. So it's nice as a pendant hanger like that. But yeah, there's your gizmo. So how long has that turned out? Right, okay. So our first gizmo coil was almost the length of a mandrel, wasn't it? So it was about 16 centimeters, our first coil. Then that coil coiled goes down to around 6 centimeters. So you sort of lose 10 centimeters by coiling it. And I imagine it was somewhere in the region of 2.5 meters of wire to create that, the 0.6. And then not so much with the 0.8 because it was only a small section. So yeah, it's so a 16 centimeters on the smallest mandrel with a 0.6 created a 6 centimeter section like this. Hope that makes sense. I think what else I can slide onto there. That one might look quite nice on there too. Yeah. So there you go. There's your gizmoing. Gizmos are great fun. Gizmo calls are great fun. And like Mary said, you know, if you can just make them, and if you make too many, you just chop them up and use them as use the jump rings. Okay, 16 goes to about 8 using 0.6 wire. That helps, and that's on the very thin mandrel. So this is the, what is this, 0.3 mil, 3 mil mandrel. So yeah, everything, it all changes depending on the ratios, doesn't it? But yeah, at least that helps a bit, Nicola. But like I said, I tend to just make the longest coil possible, see how much of that I need, and then trim it off. And then I know for the next one, by measuring what I trimmed off, how long I need the next coil. So yeah, it's more deduction rather than trying to add things up and make it correct. I just make it work. On a 3mm mandrel. Oh, more jets. Okay, so I better take the camera settings off now, otherwise I'm going to be fuzzy when I turn you back round. Oh, where has it gone now? Webcam. Let's put auto back on. There we go. And then I'll bring you back up to the top. Oh. Dizzy time, sorry, I didn't cover the lens, did I? Here we go. Right, now I can see, apply that, turn that off, and take this out of the way. Right, there you go. There's your demo. Your little gizmo quill. Let me know how you use yours, what you do with them. I'm coming to your surgery. Yay! That's on Thursday. I'm really looking forward to it. And what I'm looking forward to most is you can ask me to demo anything, and I know where everything is because I can see it. I'd be very proud of myself. Yeah. Just bending this round. These make quite nice, just nice earrings. Just, you know, bend them round. It's quite a nice earring, just like that, isn't it? Kind of chunky. Just put like a little Creole thing on there. You could make these even smaller, couldn't you? Yes, I'm very, very pleased with myself. So, yeah, quite nice earrings. Oh, there you go. Nice and simple. Looks impressive. Doesn't take much work, and you can use all sorts of colours. Yes, you can scream at Axel for me. Although he's not quite the same appeal as he used to have, Abby. I've got to say, he's not aged all that well, has he? I preferred him younger, running around in his kilt than I do now. Right then, guys and girls, what time is it? It's 11:02. I better go and see if Chris needs any help in the shop, and then I'm going to get back to my making, and I'm going to work with some pearls, and I'm going to have a go at working with this today. Oh, right, I'll put it on my head that way. Why can I never do this? It'd make a great headdress, wouldn't it? Look at that. I feel like She-Ra or Wonder Woman or something. That would make a great headdress, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't know when or where you'd wear it, but I feel pretty special wearing that. The voice is still awesome. Yeah, fair enough. Or, you know, it's going to be here. It's going to be a necklace. But I'm just wondering how big to go with it, like whether to go like full on, put some tassels and big bits on, surround it in copper, or just try and keep it very simple. I'm not sure. We will see how this evolves. Love that. I know where to wear it. I bet you do, Jane. You'd definitely wear it in a tiara. I know you would. Yeah. It must be. Is it your festival? Has it happened? Your fairy festivals? Have they happened, Jane, or have you still got them to come? How did it go if it's happened? I feel like I've been out of the world for a bit. Don't forget the thumbs up under the video. All yes, please. Lots of thumbs. I need them. Tell me, Jane. Tell me. I bet she's typing. Jane, not yet. 9th and 10th of August. Oh, okay. A little while yet. Well, hopefully I'll see you before then. I can see how you're getting on with all your makes. How many wands have you done? How many swords have you done? Joe, booked and done? Ooh. Right. Well, I'm very excited to see some of you on Thursday. Well, I'm excited to see everybody that's coming on Thursday, but only some of you are coming. So it's not that I'm only looking forward to seeing some of you. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you Thursday. But not all of you that are here are coming on Thursday. So anyway, if I see you Thursday, that would be amazing. I can't wait. And don't forget, send me in advance any problems that you think might take a bit of planning on my part, and I'll do my best. 150 circlets. Wow. Blimmin' heck. That's a lot of circlets. Is the next one 6th of July? 26th is this surgery, and then the 5th, which is a Thursday, Sylph, is the Stargate pendant. I hope I'm right. I hope it's Thursday. It is Thursday the 5th. Let's have a look. I can look here. Let's go back to workshops. Yeah, the 5th of July. Yeah, I've got the 5th and the 6th, haven't I? 5th of July, 5th of the 7th. Oh gosh, I knew I'd make one. Do you know how many times I double checked this? Right, I can edit that in a minute. It's the 5th of July. Have I done it the same with this one? No, I just called it July in this one, so that makes more sense. Yeah. Damn. Right, I'll edit that. It's the 6th. It's the 6th of 5th of the 7th. Oh, goodness. Oh dear. Let me see. Right, June, July. The 5th. It's a Saturday morning. So I got a Saturday morning one in, which is great, isn't it? Because I don't usually do a Saturday, but workshops. Let's go here and I can edit that now whilst I think about it. Right, yeah. So it's to be a Saturday. Yes, I thought it was. Yeah. I do it every time. There's always going to be one mistake. I forget to change one digit, or this time the month. So yeah, it's the 5th of July. Because the 5th of June would be impossible, right? I have to time travel. So yeah, the 5th of July, which is a Saturday morning, 9:30 to 12:30, is the Stargate pendant. So prong setting, a cabochon. I put in there teardrop. It will work with an oval, but it would be much easier if you've got a teardrop shaped cabochon to work with, and it keep everybody consistent. But we can problem solve it a different shape. Have a great day too, Leslie. Fairy combs at the moment. Oh, nice. Next surgery after Thursday. I haven't put that in. I'm waiting to see if I can do a full day or just a half day, Abby. So I've got to see what Chris's work schedule is going to look like. So yeah, I might need a bit of time to know, but it will always be towards the end of the month. So the last week of the month. I want to keep a consistent day if I can, like the last Thursday of the month or the last Friday of every month. But I just need to make sure Chris and I can work our calendars together. So yeah, don't know just yet. I will do that too. Yes, thought that was wrong. Yeah. Okay, no problem. No problem. Right. Everybody, have a lovely, lovely week. I hope you have as many blessings this week as I feel I had on the weekend. It would be nice to know that you are all having lovely experiences and seeing some beautiful sights this week as well. Stay inspired. See you Thursday if you can make it. If not, I'll see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.